We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. That foreign show.
ADR Networks presenta.
This is Celestine Angel.
And I'm Isaac Crouch.
And this is...
Foreign Show!
On that foreign show.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the show. It's Friday, 3 p.m., ADR Networks. My name is Isaac Rakesh.
I'm Celestine Angel, and we are here activating your senses.
Yep.
So right now, we just want to do like a quick notice. Starting off the show, we want to tell you about Christmas and a Christmas show that we have. We, meaning Isaac and I, because we are from the project Illuminary, and we do like a special kind of hip hop. It's what we call conscious hip hop, Zen stuff, and it's very vibrant. We put music that like is meant for you to feel and dance and like just vibe. At the same time, our lyrics are all about like spiritual concepts or conscious concepts, that kind of thing. So like this year, this December, we are going to share a show with Shark, our friends who do like acid funk, hip hop as well, and like just what they call vibes in between all that. And we are doing a show with them at El Bodi on the 23rd. So it's the weekend just before Christmas. So start your celebrations with us.
Yes, and Shark, the band that Celestine was talking about, the music it's going to be fire. We're just talking great vibes all around, and it's going to be held at El Bodi. We invite each and every one of you guys to come on down and spend that period with us before Christmas. Yes, great vibes.
Right. So you can see my hair is a different color right now. It's blue. So actually, like when we first came to Mexico, my hair was always blue, and my name is Celeste, right? And the blue was called Celeste. So like everybody started calling me blue as well. Azul. They kept calling me Azul, and and I thought it was time to get back to the blue, but I didn't feel like doing the whole head, so I just did like streaks. Yeah, and in next week I will introduce this salon who I have relied on for like years. It's actually opened by my friend's mom, so like it really feels like a family place. When you go there, like you feel like, you know, like a very warm vibe, and she is so experienced and so good. So she's not I mean, she is in Del Valle, and it's basically like she's a good introduction for you guys to, even though she doesn't speak English. But she's intuitive, she gets it. So yeah, I would like to like recommend her as well. So like next week we will share information about her. Like I just want to tell you this because because you can see like my hair is different. Yeah, but this week we are going to show you like the flyer for the 23rd.
Let's put it up on the screen, Arthur, if you can, please.
Yeah, it's basically at El Bodi, and
El Bodi is a spot with really great vibes. It's like the place that we're going to be playing at is like on the 3rd floor right on top, and it's just it's a pretty cool indoor, feels a bit like outdoor kind of place, and just a great place to kind of just mingle and kind of have some nice vibes and times. That's Il and Shark's Christmas Spectacular. That's right. 23rd of December.
Like we have been calling ourselves Il, like specifically to indicate that it is like just us producing. But I mean, there are many songs that are from Miko as well, and that is in this current set. But we are starting our production journey on our own right now.
That orange show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you.
Yes, and we're back.
Right.
Not sure what happened there. I'm not sure if you caught the last bits of what we were saying, but basically we were talking about our show that's happening on the 23rd. Right?
And they're saying about Il. Basically, Il is like a special name that we are using to indicate our journey as producers right now, because it's new and very fun for us, and we're very excited about it. So
and we're going to debut some tracks at this show as well. Some things that we've been working on. And we're excited to share this music with you guys. So
yeah, and like seriously, we are not sure whether we will be in Mexico next Christmas. Like this could be our last Christmas here, so we are like really wanting like all our friends to come join us and celebrate together.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move right on to our guests for today. I'm not sure if they're on yet, but we want to give them an introduction.
Yes, sir.
So today, this episode is all about beer culture. So, like, we want to know what that is also, because, like, honestly, like,
There you are. Hello, hi guys. Guys, cut short. This is like
we were trying to introduce you, but you guys are here already.
We're trying to do a long run up, but I guess we'll do it with you guys there, right? So just go ahead.
Yeah. So, hi, Caroline and David. So,
hello.
Caroline is from the UK and David is Mexican. And you guys met in China, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Yes. Long time ago.
A long time ago. Okay. So, and like, David, you lived for a long time in China, or was it like just a visit and then you guys met?
No, we met in China. We lived in China for like about 3 years. And yeah, we were working and studying Chinese, traveling around. And yeah, that's we met in China. We met in a Chinese school. And ever since we've been together.
Oh,
Love it first.
you met in the Chinese school.
Chinese school.
Yeah.
Right.
Tell us a bit about that. What were you guys doing there? Like what made you decide to be there? Or
In China.
yeah.
Well, I went just because I wanted to go to China. I thought it'd be an adventure, and I wanted to learn Chinese, and I was interested in Chinese culture and the Chinese language. And so that's why I went. We met in 2010. And David was also there. Studying at the same language school. So that's how we met.
Right. Yeah. So which means that David, you lived a long time in China. I mean, I should know that because I heard you speaking really fluent Mandarin, which is like, kudos to you.
Right.
So, Caroline, you speak good Mandarin as well then, because you were in the Chinese school.
It was good 10 years ago. I haven't had many opportunities to speak in Chinese since then. So
to practice now.
I should learn more. Maybe that'll be my New Year's resolution for 2024 to pick up Chinese again, because
pick up Chinese.
You guys could have like a Chinese hour because you can practice with each other, right?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, so like a secret language, that only, I guess, in certain occasions.
Yeah, it'll be a secret language in Mexico. I said if I'm there because I understand. Yeah. So then, how did you guys come up with the idea to do like a brewery?
Yeah.
Like, did you do it like also in China, or is like you came to Mexico and you decided to open one?
No, so we came to Mexico in 2012, and we just started making beer because it was for our own enjoyment, really. We just started homebrewing, making small batches of beer for ourselves. And then little by little, we realized it could be a good business opportunity for us. We love beer, we love the beer industry. And so we launched our brewery. Where we're producing now in Mexico City. We've been in this building now for about 5 years. We've had the brewery now for about 7 or 8 years. And it's great. It's a lot of fun. It's a challenge, but we enjoy it. It's great to be able to work with my husband every day.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You guys know, you understand.
We understand how that feels. Yes. Yeah.
Yes. That's why we're looking at each other.
No, honestly, it's the most fulfilling kind of thing that you can do, actually. To have your life partner be your business partner as well, right?
Yeah.
Because like they say, for business to function well, it's not just the numbers, right? It's a whole bunch of other stuff as well going on. So it's a good way to practice, right? Yeah.
So basically, you guys have been open since 2012, so it's been a long time.
Yeah. It wasn't a business back in 2012. It was more of a hobby. I'd say since about 2016, it's been a business. Yeah.
Okay. I see.
In Mexico.
Yeah.
Right. And like, I mean, we don't know much about beer culture. Actually, that was what I was trying to set up before you guys came. Like, like we don't know much about beer culture. I mean,
Yeah, actually,
like, because we don't really drink that much. But I mean, Isaac likes beer, and yeah. So, like, when we were going to have you on the show, we thought it would be cool to talk about a bit about this. You know, like
yes,
beer culture. Yeah.
So maybe you mentioned, you said it started out as a hobby. Like, what kind of drew you guys into that? Like, what was it?
Well, for me, it was a case of, I mean, we drink a lot of beer back in the UK, and I wanted to be able to recreate those recipes here in Mexico. So that's why we were just making small batches just for ourselves. But yeah, little by little it grew, and we're here where we are now. Yeah, that's how it started for us. But we didn't start out thinking it was going to be a business. It was really just this kind of organic growth.
Right.
Yeah. And
so when you first started, you didn't. So I mean, it was a hobby, right? So you started making it in your home, or like how do you do it in the beginning?
Yeah, no, we were just making beer in our kitchen. It was very, very homebrew. The beer was just for us. It wasn't. We were not selling it, or it was not commercializing this beer in any way at all.
So you can actually make.
Sorry?
I mean, like for people who don't know. So for like people who don't know, you actually can make beer in your kitchen. You can make your own beer, right? In your kitchen.
There are plenty of homebrew stores here in Mexico. You can go. You can buy a small 20-liter equipment, and you can make a small batch of beer.
So that's really interesting. And how did you guys make the shift towards it being a real business, and like I guess fixing the recipes and stuff, right? Like can you tell us a bit about the process? The process, the journey.
Yeah, no, well, we started.
Like
said, we started making 20-liter batches, and then we saw that it was a business opportunity because of like friends wanted to have a beer, family as well. So we thought like, okay, no, we can maybe we have a good product and we can scale it up. And so we decided to buy a 30-liter equipment, which is a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Making more batches. We started experimenting. We started reading more books, watching videos, taking courses, talking to brewers here in Mexico and the US. In the end, we decided to have it as a business. The next step was to buy a bigger equipment, something that we can make 120 liters per batch. So that means we do it with the new equipment and with the new tanks, fermentation tanks, we could make like at least 300 liters. And then we started selling the beer. We started creating our recipes that are the base recipes that we have now, which are 3 recipes that are nice.
Hey, wait, David, let me ask you something first, man. Before you get into that, I want to get into that. But so basically, what happened is like I don't know. You all started out with the beer for yourself and your friends, and then you're trying out different flavors, and then you found a flavor that really hit home. Like your friends and everybody really liked the taste, something like that.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that? Like, what was it? Like, what was the thing that kind of made people really like that beer?
I think that here in Mexico, people were just excited to try something new and different. You guys have been in Mexico for a long time. Mexicans are very open to trying new things and trying things from different countries. And as a British person, to be here selling a product that was inspired by beer in the UK from back home, people were really open to trying it. And so there was a curiosity that really drove people to try our beer. And then after a while, people realized that the craft beer industry here in Mexico was actually producing really great quality beer that was a lot more interesting than the mass-produced industrial scale of beers, macro beers that are on the market. So it really came from that. People want something different. They want to try something new. And so we capitalized.
They want something new. Right.
Fun.
Yes, and great. I mean, Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying, like, we do focus on making British style beers, so pale ales, porters, bitters, but we also like to experiment with Mexican ingredients, so incorporating things like Mexican coffee into our beer, vanilla, chocolate,
Oh, okay.
honey.
Yeah.
We use local honey. We have a honey beer
Wow.
that's very popular. So that's also why it's called Cervecería Dosmundos, because it's the Dosmundos, the two worlds. You know, we've got the tradition and the new, the UK, the Mexico, and
Like this,
here's
for
a beer.
example, Caroline is drinking a beer that we make with coffee from Veracruz, which is a region here in Mexico, and it's a stout. So people like it a lot because if you like coffee, it really tastes like coffee and it's boozy. So yeah, so it's a perfect combination, and that's what like those mundos or the two worlds mean.
It's about
The combination of the mix of those two elements, you know, the British element of the beer and the local ingredients of Mexico to like make a perfect product.
right.
That sounds and
That's
looks delicious.
the unique thing, right? Is the cross-cultural aspect of Dosmundos Cervecería.
Yes.
Yeah, really cool. I mean, actually, it's interesting to talk about like UK beer also, because like even in Singapore, we have a lot of British bars. Like it is a real package thing, right? It's like all over the world you have British bars, but I think mainly it's Irish, not really like English per se.
Yeah, if you trace it back.
Muddy Murphy's, we have so many. We have so many of these like British
Irish,
bars in Singapore.
bars.
So like the British beers like very well loved all over the world, and then now we add the Mexican local ingredients and elements, and so I think that's really interesting. We would
I think that takes it to another level, really, to be honest. I mean, the coffee beer that you were describing, yes, definitely something I would want to try. And maybe now's a good time after to pull up the Instagram page of your brewery.
Oh, yeah.
Pull it out onto the screen so that you guys can talk to us a bit about your brewery. And just looking at it, it looks like you guys do. It looks really fun. It's not just cold and sterile, but you guys actually have events running at your brewery. Maybe you want to tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so we love opening our brewery to the public and have people come here so we can teach them about beer as well and teach them about the process. There we are. There's that. So we love doing events here. We do a lot of like beer and food tasting events where people can really try the beer with the food, with Mexican food, and see how they can combine really well together. We open a lot. Sorry?
What food goes with the beer?
Yes, give us some combos.
You've got this beer up at the moment. Okay, the Porter Inframundo, that's a dark beer. So this goes really well with like barbecued meat or chocolate or coffee, for example, or things that have like red fruits like strawberries, raspberries. But also really mixes well with things like vanilla. So the other beer you had on the screen, the yellow one, the India Pale Ale, that's a beer that's very tropical. It's very fruity, and it goes very well with seafood, ceviche.
Okay.
Things
that's so
like
fun.
Yeah.
So you guys have like these like tasting sessions at the brewery, and I mean, when you have the next one, could you share it with us so we could put it up here on the program?
Yes.
Yeah.
And people can come and join, and we will be there too.
We won't be having any more events this year. We're closed for this year, but hopefully in January we'll start up again with some events here.
Perfect.
So.
Oh, that's perfect.
You can
see David there.
These tanks that we have now, we can make about 5,000 liters a month with this new. That's our brew house.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, from the pictures, the brewery looks really big. Is it like a huge space?
I mean, we're technically classed as like a microbrewery. We're very small compared to some of the bigger players. But for here in Mexico, we're a good size. We're like a average medium-sized brewery here in Mexico. But it's about 5,000 liters a month. So
5,000 liters a month. Okay.
5,000 liters a month sounds a lot to me. Yeah.
Can you give us like for example, if you're talking about an event of like how I mean like for just to put it into perspective, right? Like how fast can 5,000 liters of beer be drunk? You know, that kind of thing.
oh, depends.
And the number of people and everything. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, and like any industry, we have like ups and downs throughout the year. So we're in the holiday season now. This is a great time of year for us. We're very busy. But we have slow January. Everyone's trying to give up alcohol in January. That's a slower time. So
Yeah.
But what we do as well, we have our brand, which is Cervecería Dosmundos, and we have our 3 beers, and we also have 3 other beers that we have as well. So we have 6 in total. But we also make beer for other breweries, and we make beer, for example, for chains of hotels, musicians who want their own beer. We have a luchador from the Lucha Libre who gets beer from us. So we also do contract brewing as well.
Oh, very nice. And this is exactly what I was going to ask you. Like where can we find your beer? Like commercially, like is it in the supermarkets or anything like that?
No, we don't. We don't want to work in the supermarkets because it's a market that we don't want to take. It's a very difficult market. You don't make a lot of profit there. Right. And we work especially with local places, no? For example, like Barrio Vivo, no, where we met, which is a nice place where you can like meet people, sell your beer, and yeah, they give like great food, and then so we try also to support the local bars, local restaurants, and local businesses, so they can also like thrive, no, like us, no?
Right.
And
this flows with your idea better, right? Like the whole concept of your business, it flows better, not commercial, and to work with local business.
Yeah, it's not a good like business for a lot of breweries. I mean, if you want to market your brewery, of course, no, maybe you can like put it in a supermarket, because people can see your brand, and maybe when they go to a restaurant or a bar, they can like buy it, no? But like actually in the supermarket, people don't buy craft beer a lot. It's like very expensive in the supermarket. It's not, people really don't buy it. Even like the industrial beers like Corona or like Modelo or whatever, you don't see a lot of people buying those beers in the supermarket. People go to like other places to buy those beers. So it's like a great place to have your beers, to like a market, right? But it's not a good place to sell your beers. And also they charge you to have your beers there. You have to pay like fees, no, to the supermarkets. You have to pay fines if you don't sell your beer after a deadline. So yeah.
Wow. That doesn't make sense to me. Okay, right, yeah. They charge you for putting your beer. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. No wonder. Okay, so I think it doesn't work. It's with the idea.
Yeah, I mean that kind of settings, I guess your skills gotta be so huge to make that kind of profits and stuff, right? Yes, but this route that we like, for example, you mentioned Barrio Vivo, and this culture of beer culture, it almost has a kind of, I mean, in a sense, it gives life to the nightlife, right? Like wherever you go, clubs, stuff, you find beer there, like, can you guys tell us a bit about what it's been like to be on this journey of kind of, plugging this beer culture into like where you've come from, Caroline, and David, Mexico, and these two cultures obviously fusing together with the events and people that you've met along the way.
Particularly to the nightlife in Mexico, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with craft beer, it's quite different. I think a lot of people drink craft beer because they want to try something different. They actually want to taste the beer. They want the experience of sitting down and actually enjoying the beer. It's not just drinking to get drunk. It's a very different market to the nightlife and that kind of like drinking culture. No,
Right.
It's different. And what we've experience with people that we know when we go to events or we're with clients selling beer, they really want to know. They want they want almost like the educational side of it as well. They want to know where the ingredients are from, how we made the beer. They love coming here to the brewery to see the whole process from start to finish. So it is very different. And that's why it's sort of, you can't really compare the two. You can't compare what we do to a Corona. Although we make a beer that is a lager, it's very light, very drinkable, very similar to a Corona in many ways. It's very, very different in terms of who's buying that beer, who's drinking that beer, in what situation, in what place. So, yeah, but it's still a lot of fun. We've met a lot of people. There's a lot of variety within craft beer. There's a lot of chances to experiment and to have fun and to try new things. So we love that. We love being able to have that creativity as well. We make
Right.
Very
So
creative.
I understand it better now. It's like the you know, it's you really get into the taste. The beer culture is like it's like a whole gourmet experience with it.
Yeah.
So I mean, do you only have Dosmundos beers in Mexico City, or did you also start exporting it to different states?
We're mostly in Mexico City. Like part of us, for our sort of our business plan is to be very local. I mean, in Mexico City, we have 25 million people. We're only making 5,000 liters of beer. We have the customers here, and it's important for us as well that our beer is as fresh as possible, and so people are enjoying it at its sort of optimum sort of condition, no, at its best moment. We don't really want to export beers if the beer isn't going to arrive in a great state, no, if it's going to not be at its best, because the most important thing to us is the quality of the beer. Now, we're offering a premium product. It costs double than a Corona or a Modelo. So it really has to. We really have to focus on quality. And so we want to locally fresh beer. Yeah.
Yeah, and pardon my ignorance, but like beer, like if you leave it out for too long, it spoils. What happens? It ferments more.
That's exactly my question. Like how long does that batch of say you do 5,000 liters? How long can it last you? Because you mentioned fresh.
Yeah.
It depends on the style. So some beers, some very alcoholic beers, you need to leave them for some time. No, they get better with age. They mature. Fine almost. But then you have some beers, some very hoppy beers like IPAs. You want to drink them very, very quickly. And you want to keep the beer refrigerated as well so it doesn't oxidize. Oxygen is the death of good beer. You really don't want to oxidize your beer. Yeah. So keeping it cold, keeping it in a nice, fresh place is very important. And once you start shipping beer around the country, you can't guarantee that it's going to be cold.
Control.
So that's a difficult thing as well. But yeah, no, a lot of problems with beer spoiling actually happens during the beer making process. You can get bacteria in your beer, for example. We don't filter our beers. Our beers they still have yeast in them. So yeah, they can continue fermenting in the bottles, and that's when, I don't know if you've seen, but people open beer bottles and they can explode out.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It changes the flavor profile over time. So for some beers, you do want to drink them as soon as possible.
So, like, in this entire, I mean, what is generally your process in creating new beers? Like, I mean, do you continually look for new flavors? And
yeah, well, we speak to our clients as well. We want to know what people want to drink, and that's always like for us. Our business plan was good quality beer, but also beers that people want to drink. We want to move beer quickly. We want people to enjoy it. So very, very drinkable, very easy drinking beers are that's our style. But yeah, no, a lot of the time we are talking to clients saying, what do you want? And trends come and go. Sometimes people do want very crazy experimental beers. And that's great. And we have a lot of fun. We still have, although we are making beer, over 1,000 liter batches at a time now, we do still have our small equipment that we used to use at home. So we can do tiny little experiments.
Test.
When we want to have fun. But a lot of the time we just listen to our clients and see what they're asking for, see what they want. But we offer a good range of beers, and it's generally something for everyone.
Could you tell us about your signature ones, and how they came about?
Sorry, but you
Did
you
you
got cut
hear?
off.
Like
Oh,
yours.
And no,
the sound.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Could you tell me about some of your signature beers? Like,
Okay.
can
so
you hear?
yeah, at the moment, I can hear you now.
it's
Sorry,
fine.
sorry, just cut out for a second.
Okay.
But yeah,
I
so
think
we
we had
have.
a delay.
Yeah.
No, we have, well, all year round we have 6 main beers. So we have, the IPA, a red ale, which is based on an English bitter, and a porter. All year we also have a
Okay.
lager. We have a blonde ale made with Mexican honey, and we have the stout with coffee. And those 6 beers are available all year in bottles and kegs, and are sold in and around Mexico City. And then we bring out seasonal specials, but they're the more experimental beers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
And I would like to ask David, like, when you were in China, like, what was the beers like? What were the beers like over there, like,
Oh yeah.
compared to Mexico?
They were great, but we used to have just industrial beers. No, we used to have beers. Like, there are also like local beers in Beijing where we used to live, and there is like the Beijing Pijiu, right? No, which is it's a brand. It's actually a brand of Beijing Pijiu, no? and there is a very well-known brand that we used to have, the Qingdao beer, no?
Oh, we know Qingdao, yeah.
Yeah.
And they also have like their local beers, no, from the north, no, from like Harbin Pijiu, no, Heilongjiang Pijiu, no, those things, no.
And how are they? Are they good?
Sorry?
Are they good or?
No, they're
good?
great. I mean, they're like quality. Their quality is like it's great, no. And we used to have, like, most of the time we used to have Chinese beer, and like in the weekends or like some days we used to go to, as you said, no, there are a lot of, especially Irish pubs in Beijing. We used to, I don't know why, but like I think in China they think that beer is like a strong link, not to Ireland, and they
it's the same story in Singapore. Yeah.
So there are a lot of Irish pubs in Beijing. There are places like that, not like really English pubs. There are no English pubs in Beijing. So
it's Irish, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but
they only say like
great beer. And then of course, I don't know if you have tried the baijiu, which is also
Baijiu, yeah, I've tried that too.
I mean, I don't know if we have. I mean, but it sounds familiar. Yeah. So how's that? Is it good?
We used to have those things. Yeah. So we got inspired, no, by those Chinese beers, by those like local brands, or they are very industrial, and also there are there were like some craft breweries in Beijing.
Oh, can you tell us about that? The craft breweries over there? What are they like?
What?
Yeah. So we used to go to a place that was called the Great Leap Brewing, and it was this tiny little craft brewery that was in a hutong. Hutongs are these like little traditional streets in China, in Beijing, and they're like the very traditional like, courtyard houses, no? And so what's happening now? What happened is that a lot of people were taking them over to turn them into little hotels or hostels or little coffee places, little restaurants, and a lot of the time they were fronted by foreigners living in Beijing. And so I think it was an American who opened this little craft brewery called the Great Leap Brewing, and it still exists. It's still going on in this very little traditional hutong in Beijing, and it was a great little place, very Chinese. I mean, you can't be in this kind of setting in these little courtyards with this very traditional architecture and not feel like you're in China. We were drinking this very sort of international style beer.
It's very interesting.
It had a lovely atmosphere and a lovely sort of like setting to it. It was very unique, and I think we're still inspired by that place today with our brewery.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
It's interesting to know. Yeah.
Like that was our like main inspiration, not to open something like that, because we always wanted to have a business like that, and with our own pub, with our own cruise, and yeah, it was a great inspiration for us.
Wow. So basically, right now, we would have to say that your dream is in action right now.
Yeah, in full swing.
In full swing. Yeah.
In full swing, yes. Let me ask you guys let me ask you guys this, like, cause you're actually juggling a lot of balls in the air, right? I mean, like, you're running a brewery and you're also, in a sense, managing a brand, right? Like your own, brands of beer. How do you guys do it? Like, how do you manage, for example, marketing your beer? Like, what do you do to kind of, do you have some kind of strategy or some kind of?
Or do you outsource it? Like, what do you do?
How do you get word out there about your beer?
No, we just try and do as much as we can through social media. Difficult. Sometimes we don't have time to update our Instagram and our Facebook so much. I mean, that's something for next year is definitely going to be one of our goals, is definitely to be more consistent with our marketing. But we have some great clients, and they're always very willing to share their experiences with us, and so it's sort of word of mouth and sort of gets around. But yeah, we need to do more marketing. We need to either, like you said,
no, but I mean, whatever you're doing now is kind of it's like it's like kind of
we need to do more interviews like
right?
this.
Yeah.
No, we will welcome you guys back on the show, and then like, if we can talk about some of the brands that you're going to release, or some anything that you want to. Yeah, sure.
And so, like, on that foreign show, right? Like, one of the main things that we like to talk about is actually how all these experiences have helped you to grow. So, like, I mean, we can talk about it in personal terms as well as like in professional terms. So, like, if you guys could share with us, this is what we're most interested in, actually.
Yes.
No, yeah.
Like, how do you feel, David? Yeah.
No, I think this experience has helped us grow a lot, no? Like, in terms of like our personal goals, like, for example, having a business, having our like, as we told you, we were inspired by this place in China, and now we finally have it, no? And also, well, both in personal and professional like terms, we always wanted to have a company, and having a company is very so we could have the freedom of like doing whatever we wanted, and also it has helped us to, like, for example, know more about sales, know more about business, finance, which is like super difficult. A lot of people, they don't know, they start a business and then they don't know how hard it is. So they don't know that they have to learn about finance, about business, about taxes, about like accounting, about a lot of things. So I think this business has helped us grow in those terms, no? In those ways.
We educate
so, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's real. Like, I mean, what you're saying is very important. Yeah.
On this note, any advice that you guys might have for someone or who's thinking of getting into this,
like or fellow entrepreneurs?
Yeah.
Have a plan, and then have a plan for when the plan goes to hell. Because you can plan and plan, but something will always happen, and you need that kind of personal resilience to be able to deal with the difficult days, because there are not just days, sometimes whole months. Or during COVID, it was very difficult for us. Some of our clients, they closed down. We couldn't produce beer. It was a very, very difficult time, and I think you need you need to understand that something's always going to happen. It might not be something as major as a global pandemic, but there's going to be problems. There's always going to be a problem, and you just need to kind of have that strength to push through and go with it. No? But having a business is hard. We thought, we have great beer, so everyone's going to want it. It's going to be very easy to sell it now. But making beer is one thing. Making beer is the easy part. The difficult thing is, with the taxes and getting clients and sales and marketing. That's the hard thing. Making beer is it's the easy part. So you just have to be prepared for for everything that can happen. Yeah, have a great accountant. That is really important. And have a great administrator, someone who is going to, because we don't have time during the day. We're busy in production. We're busy with clients.
Yes.
You need someone who is going to keep track of your inventory, keep track of your clients, keep track of money. Because if you let that go, then everything just becomes very difficult. So
Yes, I can imagine. How do you guys stay inspired? Like when things are getting, too much, or
All the problems piling
up. Like how do you guys stay with that love for what you do? Because that's what I sense with you guys. Like you have incredible love for what you do and passion. Yeah. So how do you keep that fire?
Well, I don't know. I think, like, for example, meeting with our clients, with our customers, like people that is what is like helping us have that like passion, that for example, when we went to Barrio Vivo, we enjoy seeing like happy people, drinking our beer and then enjoying our beer and then making that's like one, I think that the biggest reward of this business of having a brewery is making someone happy, because beer is for every moment. If you are sad, or you can have a beer, if you are like getting married, you can have a beer, if you are having children, you can have a beer, so it's like everything is like you can. There is always a happy moment or a moment in life when alcohol or a beer is present, like everyone knows.
Is that you guys' motto? Is that your motto? If you're having children, have a beer.
Yeah.
No, but like
for real, yes.
People are always ask us about the meaning of Dosmundos, Two Worlds Brewery, and then the most obvious meaning is that Caroline is from the UK and from Mexico, and we are trying to mix the
two worlds,
cultures, the two worlds. But also the other like hidden meaning is that two worlds, there are like two people having a beer, and one represents one world, one like person, and then in between comes the beer. So that's what brings people together. So that is the metaphorical meaning of our name, which is bringing people together.
Oh yes, I mean, have a beer together is bringing people together, right? Yeah. Very nice. So I mean, like you guys went through the pandemic, like we were talking about just a bit, and how was that for your business?
It was very, very difficult, and it was hard for us to see some of our clients, just their businesses closed down, restaurants and bars just going under. It was upsetting to see, but we're still here, and just about. So we survived. Unfortunately, a lot of people didn't. But a lot of hard work. It was a lot of hard work to get through it, and it's still a lot of hard work now. We're still living with the repercussions of the pandemic. But we're positive. We're positive that about the future and that things are going to get better. But it was very hard. I mean, for example, there were things like we need to use a lot of carbon dioxide in our brewery. To carbonate the beer and to move beer between tanks, we push it through with carbon dioxide. There was a shortage of carbon dioxide worldwide. There was a shortage of glass. Now with the war with Russia and Ukraine, we had problems getting the malted barley that we need. The prices have gone up a lot. So this is why I was saying, there's always going to be a challenge. You just need to have a plan and have that kind of like strength to face it. Right. But the pandemic was so unexpected. It was so unexpected, and it lasted for us 3 years. It was very difficult. Yeah. We survived.
But like you guys say, you guys are here, still here, and doing better, and So hopefully the worst is over, no? Hopefully.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I mean, because your business is so linked to like these establishments that will be really suffer from a pandemic. It requires so yeah, that you survived it is actually really, really good. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Right.
I mean, yeah, you're like even the second point, even the first point. I mean, you're providing the beers to these places. So wow, that you survive it is actually amazing. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I want to ask you guys of like the experimental batches that you've done. Is there something that comes to mind? Some really special, unique flavor that you guys have?
Right, and we have on the last 5 minutes. So like whatever that you feel like sharing here, and yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Well, we have an IPA, which is a bitter beer, and then we make it with maple syrup. So a lot of people, like it a lot, and then we always make it. Every year we make it, and then if you enjoy having like some like pancakes or like some bacon beer for breakfast, you will enjoy it. So like that's like one of our like signature, like seasonal beers. And that's a beer that we enjoy making it a lot because you really feel like, especially we make it like around Christmas, and then it's like like Christmas. Like Christmas in a beer. Yeah, really is.
Okay.
So let's say an individual wants to order from you guys, like they can just contact you on your Instagram and you would deliver, or they can pick it up from your brewery. Like, how does it work?
Yeah, both. They can contact us from through Instagram or Facebook, and then either they can come to the brewery or we can deliver the beers. Also, recently we also made a beer for someone else who wanted to have a vampire beer. So it looked like cloth, and it was like,
oh wow,
and it really looked like cloth. So yeah, we can like make those things. Like,
oh my god,
we can make everything happen.
Customize, it's really cool.
Cool. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah,
okay, so we're down to the last minute. We're really happy to have you or have you guys on the show. Like, I mean, like you're our first people brewery with a brewery, and it was very fun to talk about like beer culture. Yes. So thank you so much, David and Caroline, and we look forward to talking to you guys again. Like, we can definitely arrange another session, and then we can discuss more.
Let's do it.
Yes. I'm Celestine Angel.
I'm Isaac Rakesh.
And we're here on ADR Networks, activating your senses.
Yeah.
See you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you to all who joined us here on That Foreign Show. It's been awesome. I'm Celestine Angel.
And I'm Isaac Crouch, and we'll see you next Friday. Have a great weekend, y'all.